日系三世として日本でも広く知られているブルワーズのクリスチャン・イェリッチ選手が NBA のコンカニップル選手と共に米ポッドキャスト「ジ・オールドマン&ザ・スリー」に出演。番組の中でイェリッチ選手は2017年にマーリンズからブルワーズへトレードされた際の複雑な心境や移籍が自分の野球人生をどう方向づけたのかを振り返りました。さらに大谷選手について問われる場面もあり、二刀流大谷翔平に対して自身の思いを率直に語りました。その模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介しますので、ぜひ最後までご覧ください。
So there's a lot we have to hit, but just let's zero in 2018 for a second. You get here. First of all, were you surprised by the trade?
A little, because I thought I was going to get traded in that offseason, and then it went like through the whole offseason. So I was like, I guess spring training was like starting in like a week. So I was like, I guess I'm not going to get traded. So I was just getting ready to go to Florida for the Marlins spring training, and then got a call. Hey, we traded the Brewers, and that spring training is like, that's in Arizona. So you have to completely flip your schedule. I didn't really know anybody on the Brewers. And then it was Fan Fest was like 2 days after I got traded. So then I came here. It was the end of January. It was like snowing and freezing, and I was like, this is definitely not Miami anymore. And I didn't really know anybody on the team. It was like one of the few teams in the league where I didn't really know anybody or hadn't played, with somebody that had been on the team. So it was completely new to me. And then obviously ended up being one of the best things that ever happened to me. And it's been a good run, but it was a little shocking just in the fact of like, it wasn't shocking. I was just surprised that it happened that late. I was expecting it to happen earlier in the offseason. I was like, I guess I'm not going. So I was fine with that too.
Had you ever, because from LA to Miami, like outside of playing in April here or Chicago or whatever, like had you ever really had that sort of climate shift?
Yeah, a little. I mean, just from playing, like we'd play in New York or Philly or DC like early in the season, but not regularly. Like here, our first road trip, we came back, like everybody's car was like snowed in and stuff like that. So that was different, but
this is different.
It was fine. Like I got used to it pretty quick, and I was really excited just for like the fresh start, because most of the guys from the Marlins, like they got traded that year, and then I was kind of the last one to get traded that off season. So it was just a quick little whirlwind, but ended up being an awesome opportunity.
So that season,
Mm-hmm.
I have the stats written down, but they're very, very good. It feels like you get here and take off immediately in every possible way. You were one vote shy of unanimous MVP. You were very close to the Triple Crown.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like to come to a new team and do
just
that.
like one of those, you don't ever expect that. You know what I mean? It just happens. And it's one of those things where like, you just always try to continue to like get better throughout your career, like, especially in baseball, it's such a grind. Like you play every day. So you kind of just like put your head down and just give yourself to like the season and continuing to improve and try to be like the best version of yourself and the best version of your team that year. And then you look up at the end and kind of see where you're at. And that year it was just like, kind of just found myself in that position at the end. Like just kept trying to get better, made some adjustments, like randomly tried something in the cage coming back from like the All-Star break, like the first day, like watched a bunch of video like the night before the second half started, just to kind of try to see where we're at going into the second half of the season. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in the cage tomorrow and just like, I'm just going to try this. And told our hitting coach at the time, I was like, hey, I'm going to try something like crazy to get loose. Like, don't freak out. Like, I'm just going to do it for a little bit. And then felt good and just rolled it into the game and then got hot.
What was it?
It was just like a timing thing where I was just trying to be like earlier and just like feel different things. Like hitting in baseball is like, just for me at least, it's very like feel based. And so I was like, I'm just going to try it and see how it feels to get loose. And then I was like, I like it. And then we were facing Rich Hill that night, and he's like a lefty pitcher that he throws from like a bunch of different arm slots, ton of curl. It's just really like funky at bat. So like, screw it, I got nothing to lose. Like I'm just going to do this during the game and I see what happens, and ended up being a really good game. It felt good, and then just stuck with it. I think like anytime you make adjustments and you get like immediate feedback from something, you get buy-in, and then it's easier to like stick with it. And a lot of that's luck, because if you went and sucked that game, you would have probably just pulled the chute on it and gone back to the old stuff. So
peer of his and someone else to play in all-star games with him and everything. What do you think when you see Ohtani?
He's a freak. Yeah, he's if he was just one thing, he would be really good at it. But to be like arguably the best at both things is crazy, you know, his skill set is, you know, nobody's ever had that before. You know what I mean? Like not even Babe Ruth had that. To be able to throw 100 off the mound and be one of the best pitchers in baseball, and then obviously one of the best offensive players too. And he's just such a physical freak too. Like he's huge. You know, he probably played one of the best games that's ever been played in the history of baseball against us in the last game. You know, usually when you like get eliminated from the playoffs, like, you know, we were obviously bummed, but we lost like game 4 of the LCS to him. He hit 3 homers and punched out 10 guys on the mound too that game. Like he basically beat us by himself. And you're just like, yeah, well, like, what are you gonna, you know?
See you guys next year.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? Like we should have probably won like one of the other 3 games before that, you know? Because you're just like, yeah, man, like, what are you gonna do? Then had a front row seat to like that's gonna be a historical baseball game. You know, like you might not ever see that happen ever again, especially in the postseason. But yeah, just like what he's done and like to physically be able to do it, I think is like the most impressive part, and like mentally, because you have to prepare. He has to prepare as a hitter. He has to prepare as a pitcher. You have to take care of your body the way like a pitcher takes care of their body, and you have to take care of yourself as a hitter. Like you're playing every day, and then, oh yeah, by the way, like you got to go pitch to like 6-7 innings, and he steals bases and like all that. You know, baseball is obviously not a physical sport. Like football or even basketball can be a little physical, but it takes a toll on your body when you're doing it every day. Yeah. And for him to be able to do it at that high of a level, both things every day, is extremely impressive. And like, he's a unicorn.
Yeah. It's so amazing to me. Like I love when they do like the sports, like body comparison, height, weight comparison.
Yeah.
Like baseball players are huge.
Yeah. The guys
like
have gotten
not always tall, but like,
yeah, guys have gotten a lot bigger. Yeah, guys have gotten a lot bigger over the years. You know, you have like the Aaron Judges and, you know, Stanton and Ohtani and O'Neal Cruz, like even Ellie De La Cruz, like guy in the Reds. You know, guys are pretty. It's just, I think in every sport, like the athlete's just gotten a lot more like physical, and the games are all played at a really high level now. Like you can just look back on like eras and just like the kind of athlete that's showing up in all these leagues now is insane.
Did you have anyone like that your rookie year who you were maybe not the Ohtani levels, you know, probably different stratosphere, but just from a physicality standpoint?
I mean, Giannis, I think what he does is just like as an athlete and as his strength, his speed, just as like a pure athletic, you know, strong, muscular human being. Like he's probably the most impressive athlete, just how fast he can move for his size. I feel like Wemby is in that category of just like how fluid he can move as a 7'6" basketball player.
That's so crazy.
Pulling threes.
Yeah, pulling threes. Like I remember I was like, I pushed him out to like just a foot inside the 3-point line, and he just like shot. Like that's a tough shot. You know, that's a weird shot to be shooting from, and he just shot it, and it was like I contested, and I wasn't even up to his chin. Like there was no point of even trying to contest. But yeah, he's a crazy one, because we have Ryan Kalkbrenner on our team who's 7'1", big from Creighton, and he just like Wemby's like a head taller than him.
Yeah, just giant.
And you just go out there, and he's not like, you know, super strong in his frame, but just the way he.
最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。今回の動画についてどういう感想を持たれましたか？ぜひコメント欄で意見や感想をお聞かせください。チャンネル登録やグッドボタンを押していただけると励みになります。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。